What's up, YouTube? Mr. Charlie Black today, talking about reparations and the Negro from the Mr. Charlie Black perspective, and this is going to be regarding beauty. Beauty is so important. Self-image is so important. And I look around at all the magazines, all the television ads, all the movies, all the television shows, and just in other random areas of media, and I can't help but think it's gotten, I think, a little bit better, but then we're still having struggles today. I think that it comes from the fact that for so long, people have controlled the black image. You get what I'm saying? People have handed down what black people are supposed to believe is beautiful. Lighter skin, more narrow, smaller features. People that basically don't look like they have as much of a trace of African descent in them. So you'll notice that people list the most beautiful woman in the world as a black woman, at least, as Halle Berry. They won't go to a Nia Long, or to a Melinda Williams, or to a Kelly Rowland, or to an Angela Bassett, or Beverly Johnson, or someone a little bit darker than the average, than that light caramel skin that people tend to be obsessed with. I don't have any problem with people that are biracial. Don't get me wrong when I say this, because I think that they don't have to choose. I think that it's great when you see people that come together and blend so well and come out with such pretty children. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. It's just like any other average family out there. I don't put anybody on a pedestal because they are lighter skinned, or because their hair may be a little bit finer, or because they have any more what they call European features. That to me doesn't make anybody beautiful. But too many people have their hands on their pot as to what is beautiful. Me as a black man, and I know this is an issue with a lot of ladies out there, because you see a lot of black men these days stepping outside of their race to date other women who will directly and explicitly tell people, specifically black women, that they have an issue with black women and the way that they look. I appreciate them. If you're beautiful, you're beautiful. But the issue lies when people outside of the black race try to tell a black person what black beauty is. I will never let anyone who is not black sit down and tell me what black and beautiful means. There's nothing you could tell me about it. You don't know it, you don't live it, you don't see all of it. You might be able to say, from your perspective, what black beauty is to you, but it means a whole other thing when it's coming from the inside. Because if people had it their way, like you do now, you'd see the same type of person make it. Light skin, long hair, narrow nose, smaller eyes, smaller lips, and that just doesn't work for me. Sorry to say. I have my own definition of what black beauty is. I look at what African people are, how they've not necessarily transformed, but changed what the modern African woman is. I look at women in the diaspora, so in the islands, in America, South American countries, North American countries. Look at black women in Europe, and there's so many instances of different types of beauty there, and it's just completely amazing to me. And there are a lot of dominant features, and I absolutely love it. And I promote it, and I say, hey, beautiful chocolate is beautiful chocolate. You know? And I have no problem with that. Now, if I was to let somebody else try to hand me the definition of beauty, then that's where we run into the problems. Because there are a lot of black people walking the face of the United States of America who hear the word African and they directly think primitive. And if they say, oh, someone looks African, they immediately laugh because they think that it's funny. I personally do not think that it's funny. And I think that anyone who will laugh and use African as a standalone insult for someone is A, ignorant, B, has no sense of self-pride, C, has no idea, no understanding, no grasp of the differences of people out there. They're very limited, and I really do pray for people like that, because I feel that, their parents have failed them, they've failed themselves, and I feel that they're really missing out on an opportunity to see diversity and to see beauty in the eyes of many different people. But I do think that that's a large problem with it. The media everyone else out there tries to tell black people what it is to be beautiful. We don't have our own definition. We don't stand on our own 2 feet and say exactly what it is to be beautiful. And those are the issues that we have. Once we regain that, once we start to tell people, hey, you may think that this is beautiful, but we know what is beautiful for us, and put that out there, then that's fine. But I don't want European hands. I don't want Asian hands. I don't want, anyone's hands in the pot, pretty much, telling me what I'm supposed to look like, or what my counterpart is supposed to look like, based on what their preferences are. I just don't give a shit. And that's the mentality that I think a lot of black people should take when it comes to that. I think that it would actually help a lot of the self-esteem of black people out there. It would help because black women especially invested so much in cosmetics. And a lot of this is around skin bleaching, nose jobs, lip jobs. You're trying to get your lips reduced. For what? Who out there are you trying to prove anything to? Who controls you? If you're applying skin bleach to yourself right now just to make yourself lighter because you're a dark-skinned person, the skin isn't the thing that needs to change. It's right in here. If you really think that you need to be lighter to be any better than anybody else, you really need a change. I hear so many black people laugh, oh, blackie, darky, hurl around those kinds of insults at each other. And I don't hear it as much the other way around. Is there a such thing as being too white? I mean, occasionally I hear, a pasty comment here and there, but I don't hear it as commonly as I do with black people. And it could very well be the people I surround myself with, but then I come to think that I just watch from afar. I don't really hear that comment everywhere. So, what's the real deal? And this is something that is instilled in the minds of everyone, from every culture. The darker that you are, the less attractive that you are. Whether you're Asian, whether you're Latino, whether you're European, whether you're African, whatever the case may be. It's about owning yourself, creating your own identity, creating your own image of beauty, and not letting anyone who is not qualified in that sense to tell you exactly what it is in order to damage your true grasp. That's what I think about it. But leave your comments, let me know what you think. Add me, subscribe, do what you do YouTube. Should be having a few more videos cranked out here. I think I'm on like number 6 or something like that, so stay tuned.